So everyone can wipe your eyes a little bit, and we'll move on to Ryan's story. Ryan Smith is going to join us to talk about his experience of being homeless with his dogs Crimson and Sable. Some of you already got to meet Crimson and Sable when they were running around. I'm sure there'll be time to meet them again after Ryan's done with his story.
Tilt this a little bit. Hi, my name is Ryan Smith, and these are my two girls you've met, Sable and Crimson. We're here today to share our story only because in 2022 we met Mr. Garrett Parsons. We found a house full of remarkable, loving, caring, honest, compassionate, and devoted people. Our Genesis family. We recently found out that we had family all over the world, and that we were invited to attend the anniversary celebration to be introduced to all our relatives. I never knew our family was so huge. I couldn't believe it. We not only found house, we now have a home to call our own. I was originally born in Middletown, Ohio. Sable and Crimson are sisters born in Cincinnati, South Carolina. 1 year apart, they both had the same mother, whose name was Delightful, but different daddies, even in the fur world. Sable's father's name was Rascals, and Crimson's father's name was Elvis, from Memphis, Tennessee. I got Sable March the 1st, 2016. 42 days later, I started a series of surgeries for colon cancer, which resulted in 8 procedures from April of 2016 and ended in May of 2018. Crimson came along a year later, January 10th, 2017. Sable and Crimson, my fur children, my pride and joy. Since I started a family, I've had many life-changing medical issues, rejections, disappointments, and obstacles in our way. However, through it all, Sable and Crimson has stayed right by my side. Here are some of the things my children and I have had to endure in order to remain a family, and it has all been worth it. From South Carolina, after recovering from surgery, we relocated to Lebanon, Tennessee in order to be near my family, and it was great. I had not seen my older brother in over 19 years, and I contacted him and asked if it would be okay to come, and was there anything that I could do for him. While I was there, he replied, "All I want is some of your good home-cooked meals." Labor Day, September 2021, we arrived back in Cincinnati, Ohio, and we have been there ever since. My brother, due to medical issues, was allergic to my girls. I was forced to leave my girls with a relative in Middletown, Ohio. He asked me just to move in with him, and I found 2 jobs and actually met my property manager on my way to work one day. I walked out of the Sunoco and I was trying to get into her car by accident. We both were riding in hybrids, blue, and she said, "What are you trying to do? Why are you in my car?" We connected instantly. She called my girls 2 little house shoes. I was my brother's caregiver the last 10 months of his life, living with him and even while living in my car. He asked me to leave because of a disagreement between me and his woman. I did with no hesitation. Well, property taxes were paid current in Middletown, so the girls had to go from there. Snow and ice everywhere, 2 jobs, boarding the dogs. When could it was rough, boarding the dogs. When I could, it was rough, but we stayed together. I was given 3 referrals, nothing for Sable and Crimson. I could have packed them in a tote bag and they would have never knew they were with me. Sleeping in the car at a nearby Family Dollar, which went on for quite some time. We met an older lady who would wave at us and speak, "I love your dog," she would say. She would eventually offer us warmth, a place for me to take a shower, change clothes, and rest. We had to go sometimes. Other times we could hang out for a day. She was on government rental assistance. It wasn't permanent, but it gave me enough time to meet our hand up, not a handout, Garrett. He told me I could bring the girls to him, but there was no room in the kennel area, but that he would keep them in his office until something became available. He met the girls. I put a pee pad on his floor. I signed some forms and was given a copy of my responsibility and visitation rights. Genesis, a real family. Finally, a safe place for my girls while I put our lives back together. By the way, Sable and Crimson had a home to go to the same day. They charmed their way into Garrett's heart and his apartment. Garrett was very impressed by the girls' health, their demeanor, and mannerism, which made me feel as tall as a giraffe, because I was feeling like a total failure about what the girls had been going through. What a year. Garrett had their vaccinations completed and also had them chipped. Sable and Crimson loved the beauty shop. That's at the top of my daddy-do list. We moved in our apartment and were reunited in April 2022. I was later informed at the end of May that due to sleeping in my car and a history of DVTs, I had developed 18 superficial blood clots in my left leg and 8 DVTs in my right leg. I couldn't walk and was scheduled for a thrombectomy on June the 15th, 2022. I was released from the hospital on June the 16th, 2022. After my surgery, I was asked to complete a wellness check on my brother by his daughter. I, along with the Cheviot police in Cincinnati, Ohio, discovered him deceased in his apartment on June 18, 2022, after I came home. I secured employment with the all-inclusive radical ministry, but due to problems with my legs, other health issues, and contracting COVID, not to mention that in December, our apartment had flooded. In the midst of the pandemic, COVID-19, recovering from a thrombectomy, my depression had set back in. And if it couldn't get any worse, I totally drifted into a very dark place, which I couldn't get out of. And by April the 29th, 2022, my big brother Garrett picked up the 2 girls, and I was admitted in the Beckett Springs Psychiatric Hospital for 30 days. While I was there, my new family took care of the girls until I arrived back home and was back to my old self again. We moved into our present apartment in December 2023, and we have been there ever since. Sable and Crimson, I hate to brag, but I have 26 plus a few more reasons that my fur children have given to me. A, they are why we found our family ancestry. B, they believe in me more than I did myself. C, they comfort me and they console me. D, they're dedicated to me. E, they energize me and they are excellent children at all times. They are faithful, grateful, and they taught me humility when we didn't have anywhere to go. The letter I will come back to at the very end. J, they jolted me back to life physically, spiritually, mentally, and emotionally. And that's why I'm here today. They are kind. They are loyal. They have excellent manners. They never talk back. They obey me. Pardon me is hard to stop boasting. They are quiet, and they quiet me. They respect me, and they respond to my every call. S, they serve me. T, They taught me the true meaning of agape love. U, they understand me. V, they value me. They are the reason why I live, move, and have my very being today. They are my X, not like the EX, but they X out all the hurt and pain I have experienced in my life. Y is represented in our story as only a symbol for the homeless people with fur children. My children are zealous. Thanks for allowing us to share our story. The letter I, our reasons for being homeless with fur children, infinity. Thank you.